All right. Let's talk about baseball for a few minutes. SDFC is starting their game against San Jose any minute. I'm going to see if I can watch that on my computer. The answer is probably no, but I'm going to try and do that while also giving you guys an idea of how I think about this Padres game. Actually, I won't. I would be way too distracted to do that. Let's not do that. Let's just talk about this game for a few minutes, and then we can all rid ourselves of this disgusting series that the Padres just had at Dodger Stadium, and we'll move on with the rest of our lives. So the Dodgers win 5-4. That is a sweep. That is a sweep of the LA Dodgers over the San Diego Padres. Yeah, okay, Neil. We're going to talk about the fact that the lefties hit Bonda. Caleb, yes, that was a less than ideal series. And Neil again. Yes, they look like they tried today. I suspected that the Padres would have a better time against a right-handed pitcher than they had against the left-handed Kershaw and Snell. That turned out to be true. But my boy Yu Darvish put the Padres in a bad spot. He gave up 4 earned runs off of 2 home runs in the very first inning of this game. And it took the Padres 8 innings to catch up and tie this game at 4. The thing I found very interesting is that Yu Darvish, since the invention of I don't even remember what it's called, the thing where he can call his own pitches with the little buttons on his belt. Most pitchers, they're getting the call of what the pitch should be in their ear. The catcher's calling it. We see it every night with every other pitcher. But Yu Darvish is one of those ones where he's been calling his own game. We've seen him calling his own game, and I think it's even been commented on the TV broadcast of, well, he's got so many pitches, and Darvish is such a pitch thank you. And Darvish is such a master and an artist, and he knows exactly what he wants to throw and when he wants to throw it. After that first inning, this is me just trying to say a nice thing about Yu Darvish, actually. After that first inning, Freddie Fermin was calling the pitches. And after that first inning, Yu Darvish went 3 more, so he pitched 4 innings. And in the second, third, and fourth inning, he gave up 0 hits, 1 walk, no runs. That's probably closer to what we were looking for. And actually, the Freddie Freeman at bat that ended up in a 3-run home run, Mark Grant was commenting in real time that Darvish was essentially throwing fastballs in the middle of the strike zone to Freddie Freeman. I think the first time it happened, he was like, whoa. Second time it happened, he was like, that's a challenge pitch. And then the third pitch went over the outfield wall for a 3-run home run. So I don't know, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the thing that led to this loss was Yu Darvish being a bad sequencer of his own pitches or not. Doesn't really matter that he pitched better in the second, third, and fourth inning, although it's nice. Jason Adam was good. Jeremiah Estrada was good. Adrian Morejon was good. Robert Suarez we're going to get to. But the Padres, I'm not going to say they needed this one, but for morale's sake, they probably would have really liked to win this game and not be swept by the Dodgers. Going into the series, it was the Padres have chased the Dodgers down. The Padres have taken control of the NL West. This series was supposed to be, I think Darren even used the phrase, like, keep your boot on their neck. This was supposed to be the series where the Padres went, we're better than you. We're a more complete team than you. We are now going to, have a 2, 3, 4 run or 4-game lead in the NL West. And instead, the Dodgers have a 2-game lead on the NL West after entering this series down a game. That sucks. Fernando Tatis Jr. continues to be a valuable player who just doesn't seem to have it going right now. He struck out 3 times. Manny Machado 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. He seems like he's off. Jackson Merrill went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts before they pulled him out of the game for what I assume what the commenters on TV assumed had to deal with him twisting his ankle coming out of the batter's box last night. Luis Ariz, who I've been hammering, went 3 for 5. Like I can't say anything bad about him, but Tatis went 1 for 5, 3 strikeouts. Machado went 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts. Merrill went 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Xander Bogaerts went 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Scored a run after got hit by a pitch. The offense was Ramon Laureano and Freddie Fermin and a little bit of Ryan O'Hearn and a little bit of Gavin Sheets. What a weird team. What a weird team. The comments right now. I don't need this, man. The comments are disgusting. Yes, the Padres play the Giants starting tomorrow at Petco Park. The next 7 games, because I think it's a 4-game series against the Giants. The next 7 games are at home at Petco Park. 4 against the Giants, 3 against the Dodgers. If the Padres could win like 6 of those, we're probably going to be okay. If they win like 5 of them, we're probably going to be okay. If they win 7, maybe we'll feel really good about them again, because that would mean that they not only swept the Giants again in a 4-game series, but it would mean that they swept the Dodgers. But that's in the future. They got to prove that. Right now, this is a team that has to be coming back to San Diego really wondering, like, are we at the Dodgers level? Because heading into this, it was, oh, we've caught the Dodgers. We have a shot at the division. The Dodgers are afraid of us. Look at our bullpen. Look at our rotation. Look how long our lineup goes. And then this entire series was just, I don't know, the lineup didn't do much of anything. The starting rotation looked pretty bad. And the bullpen just, I made a joke, I think the day of the trade deadline. I don't know if I made it publicly, but I made it in a text message to a few friends of like, is Mike Schilt gonna be able to manage his bullpen, or is it just gonna lead to him over managing constantly and putting himself in weird situations? Bringing in Robert Suarez in the 8th inning of a tie game is a really weird decision. That's it. I'm not even gonna say it's good, it's bad, anything. It's really weird. It's really weird. The Padres, after they traded for Mason Miller, were like, look, Suarez is our closer. He's our closer. He's our closer. Mason Miller, we'll find a spot for him. He'll fit in with the other 4 or 5 horsemen, whatever. But Robert Suarez is our closer. Why are you bringing in your closer in the 8th inning of a tie game? What are you doing? And yeah, and to this guy's point, and H, and he's not the first one to have made it. I saw a couple other people saying the same thing. Robert Suarez in non-save situations, it's a different pitcher you're gonna get, but it's a weird decision. Like bringing him in a tied game in the 9th inning, sure, you could talk me into that. Especially, at a home game. But, and this wasn't that. And it wasn't the 9th inning. It was the 8th inning. What were they doing? Why? I have to look something up. I'm sorry. I don't love looking stuff up while I'm on camera and talking into a microphone, but this is quick. I know where this is. I have to look this up. All right. Yesterday, Robert Suarez had not pitched since Tuesday. Mason Miller pitched Friday, not yesterday. Jason Adam had not pitched since Tuesday. Adrian Morejon had not pitched since Tuesday. Jeremiah Estrada pitched Friday, not Saturday. David Morgan pitched yesterday. Ron Marinaccio pitched yesterday. Yuki Matsui pitched yesterday. Wandy Peralta didn't. There were so many other options. So many other options. And I understand. It's like, oh, Mookie Betts is coming up. The heart of their lineup is coming up. This is when we want our best pitcher. That's why you went and you got Mason Miller, who didn't pitch yesterday. Yeah. Did Suarez need work? Yes. Here's the thing. You're on the road. When you get a lead, your closer has to come in and shut the door. Like I said, home game, I get it, because the offense scores a run. closer never gets a chance to come in. But on the road, you're gonna need a closer. And Mason Miller's sitting right there. Jason Adam, I know he worked earlier. Morahone pitched, I think, right? He did. Okay, so Adam pitched, Estrada pitched, Morahone pitched. Okay, I guess. You still had Mason Miller. Like that, the eighth inning decision is almost obviously Mason Miller. But that's besides the point. Let's get to the thing that the comments are blowing up about. Fernando Tatis Jr. does not look like himself. Manny Machado does not look like himself. Jackson Merrill is apparently injured. And the offense is really struggling. Jake Cronenworth, once again, 0 for 2. Xander Bogaerts, I think I said it earlier, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Like, the superstars, the guys that you, like, Tatis got a 14-year contract. Machado essentially gets like a 14-year contract. Merrill's got like a 10-year contract. Bogaerts has an 8-year contract. Those are the longest contracts on the team. They're the highest paid contracts on the team for hitters. I'm just going to ignore Darvish for a minute and Musgrove. Those are the highest paid contracts in the lineup for the Padres. And if I had a way to kick you out, this guy who's saying the problem is Dominican players, I'd kick you the fuck out. Fuck you. That's not this. But the highest paid players are paid to be consistent. They're not paid because they can reach highs that other players can't reach. They're paid because they're supposed to be better than other players on a day in, day out basis. And Tatis is not that guy right now. Machado's not that guy right now. And Merrill is not that guy today. And Bogaerts has not been that guy in a few days. He was hot for a while. He had a really bad series against the Dodgers. It's really disappointing. It's a sweep. Sweeps are always disappointing. Sweeps when you first place in the division is on the line are always disappointing. But to this guy's saying, can we blame the new bats they used this weekend? Don't think I haven't been thinking about that all weekend. These guys are creatures of habit, and you're handing them like brand new, different feeling, different looking bats. But it didn't seem to affect the Dodgers at all. Like they didn't crush the Padres in terms of offense, but they were consistently scoring runs. How many? Let me just quick math. Padres scored in this series 2 runs, 0 runs, 4 runs. That's 6 runs over 3 games. That's 2 runs a game on average. The Dodgers scored 3 runs, 6 runs, 5 runs. That's 11, 14. That's almost 5 runs a game. So the Dodgers, without Ohtani doing anything special, and Will Smith, I think, went 0 for the series, they averaged about 5 runs a game. And the Padres averaged 2. That's the difference. That's the difference. And like the Michael King injury, that didn't help. I'm sure it didn't help. Yu Darvish having a really bad first inning didn't help. Dylan Cease looking like a deer in headlights for 2 innings to start the game yesterday didn't help. None of this helps. But I hate to be that guy. Like you get the big bucks. Like there's a level of responsibility that sits on your shoulders. And it didn't work tonight. Real quick, Mike Schild, I know I hammered him on the Robert Suarez thing already. The last 2 days I've been like, how can they not freaking get Ryan O'Hearn in this lineup? How is it just nonstop? Jose Iglesias, the second there was a left-handed pitcher in the game, Mike Schild cannot wait to get Jose Iglesias in the batter's box. What does he know about Jose Iglesias as a hitter that the rest of us don't see? I don't know. But today, Ryan O'Hearn gets in the lineup. He gets to play first base. Luis Ariz gets a day off his feet. He gets to be the DH again. No, can't say anything bad about Ariz today. He got 3 hits. I think he stole 2 bases. Fine. Good game for Luis Ariz. Not exactly what you're looking for out of your DH, but he made it work. Gavin Sheets came in when Jackson Merrill left. And Dave Roberts played this perfectly. Got a lefty ready in Anthony Bonda to face Sheets and O'Hearn in, I want to say, the 6th inning? The 6th inning. And what happens? Gavin Sheets leads off with a double. Xander Bogaerts, I believe, strikes out, and Ryan O'Hearn hits a double and scores Gavin Sheets for, I think, the third run of the game for the Padres. Proving the point that we've been making for days. Gavin Sheets and Ryan O'Hearn are better hitters than Jose Iglesias. Sorry to Jose Iglesias. I like him. He's a good player. He's a really good bench player, utility guy. I like his energy. I like all of it. But he's just not in the same class of hitter as the other guys. And even when there's a lefty pitcher on the mound, you shouldn't be that worried about playing the numbers that way, Shilty. I don't know. I said I was going to keep this short, that I want to go watch STFC. All the rest of you should absolutely wash the bad taste of this sweep out of your mouth and go watch San Diego Football Club against San Jose. I imagine it's going to be a good game. I imagine it's going to be a fun game. And what I don't think it's going to look like is your favorite players on your favorite team pissing down their leg because the lights are too bright for them. That's what this looked like for the Padres. And like, I'm not saying that's what it was. I don't know. Only they know. Only they know what is being said in the dugout, what's being said in the clubhouse. And only they know why they struggled so much against the Dodgers in this series. But what it looked like was the lights were too bright and they pissed down their leg. And that really, really sucks, because it wasn't 3-4 days ago that people were telling me, and people were pretty loud, even non-Padre fans, about, wow, what a team this is. Like, watch out. This team's going to the World Series. They're going to win the whole thing. Like, that's what a deep team. Starting rotation, bullpen, deep lineup, good bench. I don't think you can say that right now. All that being said, like, they play the Giants tomorrow. They looked incredible against the Giants, and the Padres are... I wrote this in my series preview. I think these things matter, but sometimes they don't. The Padres are a bad team on the road. Like, every one of their players, for as much as Petco Park suppresses offense, almost every one of these players hits much better at home than they do on the road this year. And the team is 14 games above 500, but 4 games below 500 on the road. So it's at 18 games above 500 at home. They're a much, much better team at home. They just stomped the hell out of the Giants on the road, got swept by the Dodgers. This is a big homestand. It's the last time you're playing the Dodgers this season. I think it's the last time you're playing the Giants this season. You got them at home. You're only 2 games behind in first place in the NL West. No one's going to remember this sweep if the next 7 games go really, really well for the San Diego Padres. That has to be the mindset. They can't... This guy. Jesus. Sorry, there's someone in the comments just saying the worst stuff ever. And while I have the ability to like highlight comments and whatever, I don't know that I have the ability right this second to like boot people out of the comments. Apparently, I'm going to have to learn how to do that. Because, Dodger fans. But if the next 7 games go really, really well for the Padres, we're never going to talk about this sweep again. That's it. That's how things need to be thought of by the team, by its fans, by the people covering the team. That sucked. That was disappointing. If the Padres are going to do anything this year, this is now the chance. Okay, now this guy is forcing me to go figure out how the hell to boot him out of here, because this is getting upsetting. Or I'll just end the video, whatever, who cares? I've done 20 minutes on this terrible game and this terrible series. And sorry to everyone who has to be in the comments with this guy who desperately, desperately needs attention on the internet for whatever reason, because it's not good enough for him that his team swept a rival of theirs. It is up to the Padres now, the players and the coaches, to prove to the fans, to prove to the front office, some of them have real contract decisions coming up, that they are the team that we thought they were a week ago, and not the team that they looked like at Dodger Stadium over the next 3 days. And maybe they're just a great home team and a bad road team. Those teams exist. Sometimes those teams can go really far in the playoffs. But even if that's the case, now would be the time to prove it. So, looking forward to tomorrow's game. Done with this series, this terrible, terrible series. I'm sure Darren and I will talk about it and everything else tomorrow. This has been a miserable weekend. I thought it was going to be a really fun weekend. This has been a miserable weekend for Padre fans. So go SDFC, get us a win, stay in first place, take the lead in the supporter shield. Give us something to distract from whatever the hell the Padres just did, because otherwise we're all going to be in terrible moods. I will see everyone here tomorrow. We'll be doing a live stream because it's Monday. It'll be free because it's Monday. We'll do a weekend recap because it's Monday. If you like any of the content that we have done this weekend, these live streams, the podcasts of them the next morning, the game recaps I've been writing, any of that stuff, let us know. Encourage us to do more. We'd love to do more. We need to add more people so we can spit out more content as much as possible. But also consider subscribing to Section 1904, $5 a month. You get a podcast every day and everything else that we feel like doing and throwing at you, including a weekend of covering just a gut punch of a series. Have a good rest of your Sunday, everyone.